아침에 Garo autonomous district council나 생신 갔죠. 생신 갔더니 아마는 MBC 그만하니까 나가는 미파 이쪽에 다
Minister was replying to the motion yesterday.
Nisuing pasakan tikon Meghalaya News 24 channel na ramchakswa ang abalsrame esangma aro yanda alsal ni koborang. Adok ni Assembly Sombar Salo Mauplang constituency ni Independent MLA Sinter Class Soon ni COVID skuma ne tanggatak siangani na kalamang ha. Autumn session ni gani pasal abachenga ni Somoyo Speaker Met Palingdo siang sagi ko mandera na House Obituary reference ko san takangaygen ni Owiataha. Skotong Minister Conrad K. Sangma, mandera ay kalamani ko dakani sumoyo, yanskang pachang session ong matang sumoyo, dalgapa saksay siyang ha ni aganaha.
By SK Soon, a person who had been with us for the past 3.5 years in this house. And I think needless to say, every member in this house will remember his contribution to this house and his contribution to his constituency and to the state as a whole, especially with the deliberations that he used to bring to this house. I was even prepared today because there was a special motion that was brought in by late SK Soon. And since that motion could not be taken up last time, it was supposed to be continued today.
Wara chakapadol ni dilgapa aruga chams kotong Minister Dr. Mukul Sangma anga angni gisik khatong gemukchi House ni dilgapa baksa bakram paa aro siang gapa sagini chikapa aro dedrang na aro unbaksa karam skarang na angni mandera ani aro duk ani kon paa ne parakataha.
Let SK Soon will be remembered for a long, long time, not only by the electorates who have elected him, but will be remembered by all of us for a long, long time. And I'm sure it must be really a difficult time for the electorates and the family. My prayers are for the family, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I convey our heartfelt condolences through you once again to the members of the Beru family and to the electorates of the constituency, to his loved ones and to the relatives.
Dakchakapa Skotong Minister Preston Tinsong hajagani chichat bilsiko House na namgijagapa unga maina ancheng bilsigatam athani somoyo banga seo kamandal gaparangko gamataha aro iyanskang pa changna unga ha neb aganaha.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I also would like to join with the Leader of the House as well as the Leader of Opposition in sharing my grief and sorrow with the sudden demise of our colleague.
Soon, Meghalaya adok ni bureaucrat rangoni saksa mukhang China nik samsoga pa achim ne Home Minister Rakmen Rimboy aganen ba wa soon ni politics so nare banas khang on gele khamrang ko khaani ko aro bilsigitam politics so dilgapa e kham khaani rang ko gisikra ataha. Congress dol ni rangsakona ni MLA Jenit Sangma yan bunga gapa changna anching ni kharamskha sitting MLA rangko gamataha ne aganen ba ya changon bangbate ya House member rangko gamataha ne pharak tapaha.
The Shillong Greater Water Supply Scheme, the project. And that day, it was the first time for me to meet Let SK Soon for the first time in my life. And then my first impression was that the way the central Shillong Greater Water Supply Scheme was formulated, it was very beautiful. And he was articulating lots of technicalities pertaining to this very important scheme. which actually responsible to give supply of safe drinking water to the people of Shillong and its adjoining areas.
Meghalaya doko songdongi kaparango ni mungsong pat kapajat katam ni manderang ko dengtang political dolrang ni dul kaparang nang remat na manja inga ni sombar salo adok ni kachams kotong minister mukul sangma mukchiong e akan ha adoko seo ka komat kapa dul kaparang aro dengtang political dol ni dul kaparang anching ni mungsong pat kapajat katam ni manderang ko nang remat na manja ha ni ang ni politician ong e kamko kaanyo anganek na manaha ni mukul khobor uratim parang na akan ha Sangmani parakatani getadi adoko songdongeng gepa Garo khasi aro jaintia jatrang ko nang remat na manjengani aselsa jatsa jat kepeni gisepo meli nang remani aro jatsa jat kepeni ko sako mukpu mukneng gerkani rang ko nekna manenga adoko songdongeng gepa manderang ni gisepo meli nang remani dong china geta wapang nan nokepa isolo birongenga neba adok ni kechams ko chong minister agana ha Dalgapa ko siyok na ungaman bel ni gamchata ni ko ma si era China gata adoko songdongeng gapa manderang ko didiang engon mande saksani onggija jaku de ani chian adok gemuk na nang chakiani ko rabana mana ne sangma agan ha uni gemen dao hajalgani kolger gatam belsi sepang ba enga haun jol thangni ba constituency thangni gemen san chanchi gija adok gemuk ni namgani na sa chanchi e anthang na ungaman bel ko jakhali dalgapa ko siyok China anga manderang ko didi enga ne sangma agan ha
The problem in the state of Meghalaya is that the major tribes, I must tell you from my observation all through my career or in course of my innings as a politician, what I have observed is that we politicians, we elected representatives, people who belong to different political parties, have not been able to unite our three major tribes. We have not been, whether Indian National Congress, whether any political party. Let me be very, very frank and blunt. Because irrespective of who the leader is, there is always, that whole whispering campaign, okay, why should Garo be the chief minister? Why should Khasi be the chief minister? Why should not Mr. A? Why should not Mr. B? See, Meghalaya will thrive and prosper when we unite and act as citizens of the state. Not only by confining our thinking within the community to which we belong. We have to come together, Garo, Khasi, Zantia. In my prayers, that I always do and that I have done all through my life, is asking God to unite our people. Thank you.
Meghalaya adok ko internet service ko namat na muksonge India asong ni sorkari ni telecom service fiber optics ko salna muksonge ga pa Bharat net project ko mizal salo cabinet thumani ora chakang ha ya thumani ko skotong minister Conrad Sangmani dilanyo khanga ha ye project ko kham ka ani ja chichet ba ja kolgrip ni kisepon khamrang ko aba chengenok ne skotong minister parakaten ba adita amendment rang ko adok ni cabinet iya project rang na thari gen aro iya ko Bharat broadband network limited khamrang ko khagen ne parakata ha
Tripartite MOU that was signed on the 14th of October 2013 between the Department of Telecommunication, Government of India, the IT Department, Government of Meghalaya, and the Bharat Broadband Network Limited for the implementation of the BharatNet project in Meghalaya. So in that agreement, there were some changes that the DOT had asked the Government of Meghalaya to do, and after detailed discussion with the state government, IT department and the Government of India, as well as Bharat Broadband Network, in order to ensure speedy implementation of the BharatNet project, which, as all of you know, is the project to lay optical fiber lines throughout the state and make them reach all the corners of the state. So in order to enhance the implementation of this project, certain amendments were made, and those were cleared today in the cabinet.
Wara Chakapa Congress Dol ni Dulgapam Dr. Mukul Sangma, Wamang ni Assembly ni Speaker Metpaling Do ko Ragal na resolution Ragaman ko Ragal Pulchina Mamung Dakeba Manjawaha Maina iya ko CLP ni nang nagani ko pangchake sa iya resolution ko Ragataha ne Paragataha.
At the moment, see, we need to also take into cognizance that this decision is arrived by the CLP, and therefore this was a conscious decision that was arrived at by the CLP in order to flag certain issues which is pertinent and which is considered as consistent in the whole dynamics of our democracy and the whole procedure and other aspects relating or revolving the office of the Honorable Speaker. So those are a few things which will be appropriately articulated in the August House. And therefore, since the resolution is already tabled, it will be only appropriate for us to speak it in the House. And then the people will have a share of our view.
Riangapa anti-screw barsalo agasako wate riangapa mauplang ni MLA pa KSK soon ko tingtang mancha mandira ani chin gata sombar salo Meghalaya Assembly ni thomani ba autumn session o salgapano na tonthonga tangaha Assembly o thomeng mating somoyo manderang na dangdeki on china seoke watata ko mankapa MLA jen salo agasako wate rianga hon house ko salgapano na tonthonga ne Assembly ni agan chalain thumgamba pa met paling do ya tangaha andake ong ingon sombar salo Assembly ni thombi Muanio, siangapa mandeni jangi tangani gemen kandeke siani ko san mangmang porayange thomani ko mongkolba salona tonthonga taha. Janap nagata dao MLA unge aja thangni manderang na dangdeke onengapa phasun sagi mija September chikhungthari ko COVID chisku sani ko matne agasako watanga ha. Assembly ni thomeng mutung somoyo adokni MLA rangoni de wan si chengapa unga aro batanggaman hajalgani chichet pulsio Assembly election ko nga tauni agasako watere angapa MLA rangoni bungagapa unga Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act MRSSA ko adoko ragat nagata sorkari khamrang ko khainga ha ne sombar salo adokni Chief Minister Conrad K Sangma paragata ha Yaniam ko ragat na gata online software ko thariha neba Chief Minister paragata ha Adite jarang ni gisepon Meghalaya adokni seokoman gathumrango database ko tharina gata dake niani gata project ko ragatangen neba sangma paragata ha Chief Minister ni aganani gata de adokni plak biaprang on task force rang ko songman ha aro matam biaprang ote facilitation center rang kong ba apachengata ha Adoko songingapa MRSSA kon ragat nagata sorkari khangkhari khainga ne janapatengon yani bitingo adok sorkari mamong sorkari aro governor baksa agan gerkeng khwa ndi ba yaniam ko tharaken ragat nagata sorkari kham ko khainga ha ne Chief Minister paragata ha
Regarding the MRSSA, just about 2 weeks or 3 weeks back, I had a meeting at my level, and the NIC, the Deputy Commissioner of Shillong, and the police department were present, and the first presentation of the online registration system for the MRSSA was presented to us. Based on that, there will be data entry operators who will be there in different police stations. The software will be online. The system of the headmans to register and inform the administration and the police regarding who are the people in rented places will be again online. So all these presentations were given to us, and based on that we have asked for some more changes so that the system becomes more user friendly. And as soon as that is done, we plan to take up 2 to 3 localities on a pilot basis. So I expect that maybe in about a month's time or 2 months' time we'll be able to start a pilot project on creation of a database and making it online at the earliest. So as a government, we have been very, very committed to this. The MRSSA implementation has been happening. And the task force in all the districts have been constituted. The entry point at Umling has been set up. The entry point and the facilitation center at Mendi has been set up. The entry and exit and the facilitation center in Ratachera and in Bajingdoba area is under construction. So clearly these are all indications that the MRSSA is being implemented.
Lokai yugda ko Belgrade nagata NPP ni dilengapa Meghalaya Democratic Alliance MDA Surkari joton ka inga ne sombar salo opposition dol ni dilgapa mukul sangma matnangata ha. Sangmani parakatani getade Surkari ni dingtang kamrang ko kaanyo tangka jakal sretani rangko champeng na getasa lokai yugda ko songa hacem endiba patanggaman belsi getam thana MDA Surkari ko chalayaniyo lokai yugda ni kamrang ko Belgrade na getasa joton kaska hacem adoko Chief Min Information Commissioner ko songnung jaingani gemen ba opposition dol ni dilgapa MDA Surkari ko matnangata ha. Sangmani aganani getade Surkari ni kamrang ko masi era na getasa Right to Information RTI Act ko manderang na ragata hachim ndi ba Meghalaya ado ko Chief Information Commissioner ko Surkari sunge onung jainganik asel RTI ni kamrang ko blake khana manjai ngachim Police officer rang ko kamra ru raingani gam aselan police rang ni kamo olgrokani rang ko nukna manenga neba wa MDA Surkari ko matangata ha.
If you go by the preceding 3.5 years, the whole attempt of the government was to weaken this very important institution, which was designed in order to deter the tendency of corruption at the high offices. Now, if you go by all these developments, how institutions after institution, then next you go to another important organization, the police organization. What has happened to the police organization in the state? You go by each transfer and posting and be analytical from the day one that this government has come into office. From the day one, every appointment you be analytical. The transfer and posting of inspector, the transfer and posting of sub-inspector, the transfer and posting of other senior officers including the SPs, DIGs, IGs.
MECL ni aditar irregularity rang donggapani bidungo judicial inquiry kakhet pichalo rabana sandir ketani kamrang ko abachengataha ni skotong minister paragataha yarang na abachengo retired judge Allahabad High Court Justice Ifakat Ali Khan maangko inquiry ko daktil na panel donataha chim ndi ba Justice Khan sakna ani ko matnengani gemen getal panel ko kulien ba sandir ketani ko abachengataha ne sangma haragataha.
The last I have heard is that they have requested for more manpower. They have requested for a proper space to sit in Delhi, Vasant Vihar office with proper machines and equipments and everything. So therefore, it is going on in full swing. But and I have not spoken to them individually, but all the information that has come to me from the officials is that the inquiry is very much in progress.
HNLC ni dilgapagat cham siangapa Chesterfield thank-you ko so otani bidingo kakhet pichal ko onchina dabiani rang upper Shillong onona ba sokang ha. Kasur irengiun ki nung Upper Shillong ba The Voice of Upper Shillong ni manderang signature campaign ko kinton aro lemar nong se jolango mijasal ni ba kong atangha. HNLC ni dulgacham dulgapa Chesterfield thank-you batangapa August jani chigitam tariko damgani ajani police dolrang ni encounter ka anio so otama nahachim East Chenche Hills aro East Khasi Hills police rang thank-you ni molai kinton masaro dongapa nokoni ko sandir ketani ko dakanio wa so otako manaha Chesterfield ko so otani jaman Shillong ni wilwil au dongapa plak biaprang on jegalani rang kong atangha The Voice of Molai ni manderang dingtang biaprang o jegalani rang kong atinga Sombar Salo Upper Shillongo KSU HYC FKJ GP aro HNYF Dolrang Sur Erengio ki nong Upper Shillong ne bimungko raay signature campaign ko Lemar Kinton aro nong sek Jolrang o atangha Da ali koborang de yarangsan na simang ya koborang ni gaman talbate ma sinasken chimode meghalaya-news24.com ni ko poray naman gen sakantian simsake dongbo ongkato de max rangko ganjrengbo unbaksana ba Surkari ni don gaman niam rangko jarakbo sakantiko ni sohani na mathela